My name is Makhlouf Haddadin. I'm Makhlouf's youngest brother. I'm 73, but I'm still the youngest.
I am Layla, Makhlouf's sister, the youngest in the family, آخر العنقود.
أنا جنيت حدادين أخت مخلوف الكبيرة. مخلوف بطفولته كان يدرس في مدارس الاتحاد الكاثوليكي في ماعين. ظل مخلوف يعني دراسته كلها ما صرفنا عليه ولا إشي، كل إشي كان هو يدبر حاله، يشتغل ويدرس ولو وصل لهيك المراحل العلمية اللي كل الجامعات الأمريكية بتعرف عنها، والحمد لله.
This is Mundar Haddadin, Makhlouf's brother. There is yet another brother between himself and myself. I was preparing to go to graduate school in Germany, but as Makhlouf came back from the US and he was telling us about the US, I changed course. On my way to the US, I'll never forget his hospitality in Beirut when he took me and a friend of his, who became a friend of ours, Dr. Mary Kasparian, to a restaurant in Rawshe. And Mary, being so hopeful, encouraging, and loving, said to me, yes, you will go to the States and we'll hear about you in the papers. Meaning I would do so much accomplishment, the papers would carry my news. And Makhlouf said, he snapped, he said, of course in the papers, but in the criminal pages. And I never committed a crime.
أنا سعيد جدا بعلاقتي بأخي الحبيب مخلوف وبالتالي عائلة حدادين، وأعتبر نفسي أن أنا أحد أفراد هذه العائلة، حتى أنني أحيانا أقدم نفسي لأصدقاء مشتركين أو موسى الناظر حدادين. My association with the Haddadins and Makhlouf started almost 6 decades ago. Since that time, we really were partners in everything, in many activities, academic and social, and I used to spend in his lab at the American University my all sabbaticals, 6 or 7 sabbaticals that I spent in that lab, working together and enjoying the life and the work there. As Makhlouf usually says, I used to do the cooking and he used to do the dishwashing. And sometimes it turns out that I do both, especially when he has something else to do outside the home.
My name is Yazan Haddadin. I am Makhlouf's, one of Makhlouf's many nephews. My role today in making a contribution to this film, I was told that I must tell a funny story involving Makhlouf. And I have to admit that I really struggled with this because one of my earliest memories of my uncle Makhlouf was not really funny, but it was rather sad. I must have been 4 years old, and I remember feeling sorry for Ammu Makhlouf because I thought he had the worst luck in traveling. You see, at that age, I was accustomed to my dad bringing back with him treasures and surprises whenever he traveled. And I didn't expect anything less from my uncle. But whenever he came to visit us in Amman and I inquired about my present, his response was always that the airline lost his luggage, along with the gifts and the presents that he bought for me. And this happened repeatedly. And I remember being disappointed that my presents were lost, but I also wondered what he did for clean underwear.
I want to say something about how considerate Makhlouf is. When he finished his sabbatical year in 72 and came back to Beirut, he was looking for an apartment to rent. He found a nice one which he liked very much, and he saw the landlady made the contract with her, and she offered him a Pepsi, and they were happy. And he came home, told me that, to my home, because I was living in Beirut at that time, and told me that he found a very nice apartment and he will be moving soon. So in the morning, when we were at breakfast, he told me, you know, Layla, I don't think I'm going to take this apartment. I told him, why? You said you liked it, it is nice. And I saw it, it was nice. He said, because this apartment has no balcony. And if my mother comes to Beirut, she has no way to go outdoor. So I'm going to cancel this even if I lose the down payment. So he went back to the lady and he told her that, I'm sorry, I can't rent the apartment and so on. She told him, okay, I will give you back the down payment, but you have to pay for the stamps that were put on the official contract. He paid around $80 to $90. And when he came home for me again, he told me that was the most expensive Pepsi I ever had.
My name is Ghalib Zurakat. I'm Makhlouf's brother-in-law. In 1969, Layla and I agreed to get married. Had Makhlouf been my friend, it was appropriate for me to go and to inform him of our decision and ask for his blessing. So I went to Beirut and met Makhlouf. I told him the purpose of my visit. And Makhlouf looked at me and said, look, I want to warn you. I will tell you what I have exactly told Layla. I lived with her for 5 years, and I told her, if one of my friends will come to ask for your hand, I will tell him the truth, that you are lazy, that you like to sleep, that you don't know how to cook, that you don't know how to take care of the house. But if somebody that I don't know will come to ask for your hand, I will immediately agree and get rid of you. Knowing Makhlouf's sense of humor, I thought he must be kidding. But as the years passed by, I came to realize two things. The first, that Makhlouf was very sincere in his advice and warning to me. The second, that doing it so, he gave me the bluff of my lifetime.
Our youngest brother had to get married. My other brother and I worked on Makhlouf to teach him how he should behave and how he should talk when he asks for the hand of the bride. Because there are certain rituals in our social background that you have to follow. The most important, though, is when you come in, the bride's family and their friends would receive us, and you sit there, then they bring the coffee, Arabic coffee. Rule number 1, that you cannot deny or deviate from. Rule number 1, that's how we were indoctrinating him. Rule number 1, do not ever stretch your hand to the coffee or take it at all. You just grab it and put it right in front of you. Then came the coffee. What we indoctrinated Makhlouf to do, all of a sudden evaporated, and there he goes, Makhlouf. Grabs the cup of coffee and drinks it before we brought the subject to the fore. And so the Lebanese guy standing next to Anwar, and I was next to Anwar on the other side, the Lebanese guy asked, who is that fellow? And Anwar said, we don't know him, we don't know. So he denied he is one of us because he broke the rule number 1. Then we asked Makhlouf after the whole thing was done, how did you do it? He said, the bishop was talking to me and asking me, when are we going to celebrate your own wedding? He said to Makhlouf. And Makhlouf answered back, after you, Sayyidina. When you get married, I'll get married.
I'm going to tell an event about Makhlouf that happened in the 50s of last century, whereby Makhlouf participated in what we call in Arabic, Abwaraz al-Sha'riyya. Makhlouf was in high school by then, But Makhlouf came out to be the winner. Now Monder, my elder brother, and of course younger than Makhlouf, ran home and told him, Yamma, Makhlouf أخذ جائزة. Makhlouf had a present. Then he said, a prize. Then she said, what kind of prize? He said, a book. He said, whoa, go away. I thought it was money.
I would like to talk on this occasion, about Makhlouf's poetic characteristics. Makhlouf composed poetry. And the earliest I can remember was 1955. He must have been at the time 20 years of age. And I memorized his poem at the time because I thought it was good. And it is some kind of a love poem. He says, أنا للسمراء ما دمت بروحي أفتديها وأنا النشوان بالخمر الذي من شفتيها وأنا من كابد الآلام في حبي إليها فأنا والشعر والإلهام رهن في يديها. اخطري يا خفة الروح وطيري في سماك أنت أنشودة فنان ولحن من ملاك غردي في نشوة الحب وهيمي في هواك وهبي الكون من البهجة ما فاض سناك أنت للحب تكاملت فهل لي من لقاك أنا يا فاتنتي أصبحت من صدك عودا أتمنى قربك المنشود أستجدي العهود فلكم حطمت كاساتي وكم عودا وعودا أرفقي بالعاشق المتبول من بات شرودا وهبيه العود واللقيا ليهنى ويسودا. That was in 1955. So we got in the habit of him addressing me with poetry and me responding to his poems with yet another poem.
I really feel very grateful to Makhlouf for all what he really has done for me, and he gave me opportunities at the same time that we were really partners in many things. With a certain vacancy in his heart to be filled later by someone who meets, and that vacancy has been occupied by Makhlouf. I'm very happy and proud, and congratulations for Makhlouf. And I feel that the celebration also touches on me as much as it touches on Makhlouf.
I have the honor to be speaking today, representing his nieces and nephews in expressing our love, appreciation, and good wishes for many more years to come. Today we are celebrating Amu Makhlouf's 80th birthday and also honoring over 50 years of service to scientific advancements in academia. To his family, Amu Makhlouf is a role model, embodying strength of character, courage, integrity, discipline, and service. While he may be known to be a very accomplished professor of chemistry, to us, he is a professor of everything interesting in life: science, politics, history, theology, literature, and in my case, even tennis. Amu Makhlouf is the real celebrity in our life. That night at the restaurant in Washington, D.C., he outshone Tom Cruise in my eyes. And I go back to a story that I always tell when some 10 years ago, I made a purchase of an airline ticket on his behalf that he insisted on paying me back for. And I said, Amu Makhlouf, you've given us so much, I'd really like to pay for this ticket. And he insisted on paying me back. So I resisted and responded and said, Makhlouf, please let this one be on the house. And he responded to me with one sentence, Dear Yazan, I am the house. Happy birthday, Makhlouf, we love you.
Happy birthday, Makhlouf. We all love you. We thank you for giving us all these beautiful things.